Greetings. The views and opinions expressed by the hosts of this program do not necessarily reflect those of the hosts of this program. These conspiracy theories are totally fictional and are for entertainment purposes only. In other words, the hosts do not believe that any of this crap is real, nor are they trying to make anybody else think that any of this crap is real as well. Also, this program contains content for mature audiences only. You have been warned. Hello, fellow conspirators out there in internet land. Welcome to another edition of the Conspiracy Corner. I'm your host, James Michael Wagner, and here with me is my conspirator counterpart, John Christopher Wagner. And on today's episode, I think we've hit the mother lode of conspiracies. And what would that be? Something so shocking that you might want to sit down for it. And when I mean sit down on a toilet, because you might just shit yourselves, because shit is just about to get real.
A bidet would also be acceptable.
And what I mean by that is shit's about to get real fake. And of course, we never reveal our sources for these conspiracies.
Nope, we keep them under lock and key.
And this one, once again, comes from our man on the street, Dale Gribble. Today's conspiracy is a very special one. With my hint earlier, I'm just going to come out and say it bluntly. The reality we live in is not real.
So I guess you could say it's a fictional reality, like the Slayer song off the 1994 album, Divine Intervention?
Yes, and just like how Metallica says it on the Black Album, it's sad but true. Now, let's delve into this very, very compelling conspiracy.
Ooh, do tell!
There's a lot of movies out there and TV shows that you might think are just all fiction, but in reality, they're not. They're what we like to call semi-documentaries. Or you can think of it as the movies and TV shows out there are like encoded, like they have a code in there, and us, and with the help of Dale Gribble, crack the code on these movies and TV shows.
So by code, you mean stuff like the Da Vinci Code, like clues?
Yes.
Like Scooby-Doo?
Yes. Except far more intriguing.
Yeah, Scooby-Doo sucks.
The three things in question here are St. Elsewhere, the Matrix series, and the Truman Show. And like we said before, we've cracked the code. So what we're going to do is we're going to discuss the elements from these three documentaries, or semi-documentaries, I should say. We're gonna discuss the parts that are true, and we're gonna filter out the fiction for you, so you don't need to worry about that, because we do all the grunt work here to make your lives easier out there, dear listeners.
We figure it out so you don't have to.
So anyway, here we go. I'm just reading my notes here because this is so fucked up that I have to make sure I get this right. So let's start off with the Matrix movies first. The part that's real is the robots created a fictional universe for people to live in. hence the Matrix, which is pretty much the plot of the movie, so that's the big part that's real.
The world's called the Matrix.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yes, that's the program that the architect refers to, and everybody else does. It's called the Matrix. And in the Matrix, so now we're in the fictional reality here, we reach the next layer of the conspiracy, which involves St. Elsewhere. In the Matrix, there is an autistic robot who has a snow globe with a model of our universe in it. And he has a daydream about the next layer of this conspiracy, which would be the third and final layer.
Okay, so what this is like is Inception, where, like with the dream states, how there are different layers to it. This is similar to that.
Yes, but far more diabolical. So let me reiterate. The Matrix is the first layer. And then the second layer is an autistic robot with a snow globe who has a daydream, and in the snow globe is a model of our universe. So now the third layer, we have the daydream where the robots create a TV show about all the people in the world where they think it's real. So the people in the TV show think it's real. I want to clarify that. And this is obviously a nod to the Truman Show movie.
Damn, this shit's complicated.
Where Jim Carrey was in this TV show, but he thought it was the real world. So that, in a nutshell, are the three layers of this conspiracy. And the audience for this TV show are the robots. So they watch it.
Oh,
they watch the Truman Show.
Okay, I get it now. It's like the South Park episode where Earth was just a gigantic reality TV show for those aliens, and then they were going to cancel it once all the Earthlings found out that it was a reality show, and therefore it was not natural anymore.
Now, obviously, the robots aren't real that are watching it, because this is like a fake thing in a fake thing in a fake thing, because there's three levels to this. So, in all effect, it really doesn't matter why the robots watch it, but we tried to figure it out anyway, and the best we can figure is the robots have nothing else better to do than watch the show. Apparently, they're just bored. Or maybe they do have other stuff to do but we're just that interesting.
Or we could go with the idea from the Futurama episode where Bender goes on the quest to find the free will unit because he was predestined to do stuff. So maybe, or programmed to do stuff and like certain things, to do certain things.
So what you're saying is the robots have been programmed to watch the show.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. But if they were programmed to watch this reality show or whatever you want to call it, or documentary or whatever shit this is, who programmed to want to watch it?
Well, ultimately, it would all go back to whoever created the Matrix, which would be the robots.
So the robots program themselves,
fictional versions of themselves, to just watch us.
Okay, works for me.
Yes, because the robots created a fake world.
Or if the robots have free will, it doesn't fucking matter.
Why would they
just watch it because they watch it?
And in the second level of this conspiracy with the autistic robot who has a daydream in the snow globe with a model of our universe in it, why would that even be a part of this? It's just so random. Well, in fact, once you think about it, all this just seems very convoluted and inefficient. Very much unlike the robots.
Maybe it was purposely designed to be convoluted. So that way, kind of like the tax code or like a lot of the stuff the liberals do, so that way we can't figure things out.
And it
keeps us lost. Because there's a bigger thing at play here.
You're on the right track.
Is to purposely confuse us so we can't figure things out because it's part of a larger scheme.
You're kind of on the trail here, and that leads me to my next point. Why would robots make something that's so inefficient and convoluted that's so unlike them?
Because robots are about efficiency and simplicity and getting things done in a timely manner and all that good crap. So why would they do something that gunks up the works and it's very monotonous and confusing? So you're right, it goes against what robots usually do or think.
Well, this can be explained with this term, the red herring. See, the robots anticipated that somebody like us and you out there, dear listeners, and Dale Gribble, and anybody else out there who wants to get to the bottom of the truth, in other words, incredibly intelligent people.
Mm-hmm.
So, because of that, the robots decided to lure people away by making something so complicated and so just on something that just is so far removed from what you think they would do.
Uh-huh.
So the red herring here would be the government, because when you think of somebody doing something this inane and stupid, the only thing that pops up is the government. They do the most inefficient things, and they do stuff that's so convoluted and nonsensical. So if anybody figured this out, they would think it's the government and not the robots.
Now, before I continue any farther, for the good folks out in radio land or internet land who don't know what a red herring is, could you please explain what a red herring is? Besides the fish.
You just had to bring that up, didn't you?
Damn right.
A red herring, which you can easily look up yourself, for example, by using like a phone, is something that it's like a misleading thing where you like all arrows point to something else, but it's not what the real thing is. It's like trying to trick people into thinking like something is like if something's like behind something, it's not the real thing that's behind it. It's like I said, it's like to mislead people. That's my understanding of a red herring.
Okay. According to Wikipedia, a red herring is something that misleads or distracts from a relevant or important question. It may be either a logical fallacy or a literary device that leads readers or audiences toward a false conclusion. So basically, that's what he says. This is the cheap ploy to throw you off the trail. And it could be used in any form, medium, or media like movies or books or literature or plays or whatever, or internet or reality.
And this leads me to another movie that explains this. Think of the Mandarin in Iron Man 3. How he wasn't really behind all those terrorist attacks. I guess that makes the fourth semi-documentary into this conspiracy. But that is not a layer in the other three. It's just an explanation.
Okay.
For the conspiracy. So that would explain that.
Okay, so if the government is behind this whole thing about creating this whole confusing, layered structure of robots watching a reality TV show and the kid in the snow globe and all that good crap, then what is the purpose of them doing this?
Good question, but I think I have an answer here. it turns out that the robots are doing it because they need power, like batteries. So people are being used like batteries, like in the Matrix,
or the Death Star in Futurama.
The near Death
Star. My apologies.
Yeah, so you gotta keep these things
now.
Straight.
Remember, the near Death Star. They in Futurama, they got the idea from the Matrix movies. They use humans as a power for robots.
Okay, so yes, the robots are generating power for themselves, so they're using people's batteries. Okay, that's kind of bland, and it makes perfect sense. But the other part to this is that the robots are also working with Fidel Castro, or should I say, his ghost.
So Dale was right. There are Cubans and robots involved.
Yes. So in the real world, we believe that Fidel Castro is dead. And what it is the robots have a trade agreement with Castro. The way it works is the robots give him power for his escape sub. So the power they're getting from us, the people, the batteries, some of that they're giving it. Some of that they're giving to Castro to power his escape sub, and in exchange, they get fine Cuban cigars. So we can only assume that the robots are Bender from Futurama because he likes cigars.
Okay.
Or at least they're like Bender. Or they've watched Futurama.
Bender or Bender-esque.
And they're just imitating what he does in Futurama.
Oh, like the episode where all the kids imitate what Bender does on TV.
Yes.
And they try to ban him from TV because he's a bad influence on the children.
Yes.
Think of the children!
So that's basically the whole conspiracy in a nutshell.
Okay, so could you wrap that up with a neat little bow in a summary?
Yes, I will go through it briefly once again because it warrants it. This is just too important to
have anybody not fully understand what we're dealing with here.
Yes. So to reiterate, we picked 3 movies and TV shows where they have certain things in them that are true and certain things that are false. And the true parts make up the conspiracy.
Well, you picked the 3 things, but...
yes, we got everything from Dale Gribble, and we all worked together to decipher them. So first we have The Matrix, where the robots created a fake universe.
And it's all the Matrix trilogy, all 3 movies. The Matrix Reloaded, and The Matrix Revolutions.
Yes, I just said The Matrix series.
Revolutions.
Yes, I'm referring to the whole series. And in The Matrix, there's an autistic robot with a snow globe of the model of our universe in it who has a daydream. And in this daydream, there's a TV show about Earth in it, and all the people in the TV show think it's real. They don't know or realize that it's not a TV show. And then the robots watch the TV show. And the other layered part of this conspiracy, the 4th part, which isn't something fake, like a fake world, like how the other 3 go together, like Inception. The 4th part is that the robots made a plan so convoluted and stupid that that people would think the government was behind it and not them, to throw people off their tracks.
And that would be the red herring.
Yes, like a fail-safe, like to trick people.
Contingency plan.
Yeah. So if anybody discovered it, they would go after the wrong people. And then the last part is the robots are doing all of this because they need power for themselves, but they have a trade agreement with Fidel Castro's ghost where they give him some of the power they make for his escape sub, and then he gives them fine Cuban cigars in return.
Mm-hmm. Now, may I make one more retarded Futurama reference? Real quick.
Go ahead.
With the fake universe being in the Robot Child Snow Globe is much like the Futurama episode where the universe is in a box. And they have all those multiple universes in multiple boxes. And they have to go between them.
Well, it's supposed to be a model of the universe.
Oh, it's not that. You're right. Well, it's similar.
Because if you look at St. Elsewhere, it's a model of the hospital and the snow globe.
Okay, so in this is a model of the universe. In the Futurama episode, it was actually the universe. So it's similar, but not the same thing. Okay.
Yes, it's like I keep saying, it's a very complicated thing.
But we cracked it.
Yes, to the best of our abilities. And Dale Gribbles, we cracked it. And this might take a while for you out there in internet land
to fully
process
or digest it.
And I'm assuming that
shit it out.
You were sitting on a toilet, or
a bidet,
if you took our advice from earlier and you sat down on a toilet, now might be a good time to flush the toilet.
Or rinse your asshole in a bidet.
Yes. And if you're not sitting on a toilet, if you just sat down on a chair or couch or something else, you're going to have one big mess to clean up. And we don't like to be the bearers of bad news, but we got to tell the truth. Because the truth will set you free.
Yes. The truth will set you free, motherfuckers.
It might make you incredibly miserable, but that just shows we care about you.
Yes.
We're not going to lie to you because we have too much respect for you, dear listeners.
And we're not the Democratic Party.
Yes. We are not. Certainly not. Now, what do we do about this conspiracy? Well, the first thing you can do is spread the word to other people. Tell as many people as you can about this. People you know, people you don't know, people your acquaintances with, friends, family, anybody. And we got to take the next step here. And that could be maybe one day is we'll try to fight the robots.
We believe Dale Gribble will lead the uprising.
We have to expose them and then do something about it, hopefully. But our main job here, though, is just to get it out in the open.
Yes. This is shed light on everything.
Yes. And with all the conspiracies.
And from then on, let Dale Gribble handle it. We don't care. We're just here to give you the information.
Yes, that's primarily what we do.
Let him do the nigger work.
So, do you have anything else to add on this episode?
Nope, I think it sounds pretty clear, clean cut to me.
Me too. It couldn't have possibly been explained any better.
Nope. Not a snowball's chance in an MRI machine.
Yes. That's a good way of putting it. So let's end on this note. If you like this podcast, this audio podcast, please leave comments below in the comments section. And please watch other audio podcasts of ours too and leave comments in the comments section below them as well. And if you want to, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. And you can be sure to, if you want to, like all our audio podcasts too. So feel free to interact with us in all those ways. We would appreciate that.
Yes, we would.
So then, this is James Michael Wagner
And John Christopher Wagner
signing off once again on the Conspiracy Corner. And remember to always forge on.
Forge on.